Hi everyone, apologies for the delay. It's our first one for the day in here. Welcome to you all. Can I first ask that you put your phones on silent if they're not already? And welcome to the Art of Stuttering. Hopefully something that none of us will be doing right now. We have here Fernando Sdrigotti, yes, Daniela, Cascella, and Susana, Medina. We will be having a little question time afterwards as well, so please stick around if you have any little questions you'd like to ask. Okay? Enjoy!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks to the people from the festival, Stoke Newington Bookshop, Kid here who facilitated this event somehow. I'm here with two writers I really admire, Susana Medina, who is the author of Red Tales and Philosophical Toys, among other books. Daniela, who is the author of Footnotes, Mirages, Refrains and Leftovers of Writing Sound, and Enabim, Listening, Reading, Writing, and Archival Fiction, among other great works published elsewhere. I am Fernando Sdrigotti. I'm the editor of Minor Literatures, which is an online magazine, and I invite you to visit our magazine when you have time. And we meet here today to explore our experiences writing in a second language. The purpose is bringing this to an audience, which I'm happy to see an audience here, but also it's an occasion to think together aloud and see what new synergies are born from this meeting here. And like the blurb says, writing a second language isn't a novelty, yet I would say that even in a multicultural setting like ours, this is something that doesn't receive due attention. And you could ask, why is it necessary to pay attention to this? And I would say there is a tension in writing, always, many different tensions in any kind of writing. And I think these come to the fore when you write in a second language. Or even when you write in a language that has been minored, when for whatever the reason you made your own language stutter, yeah? Like Herta Müller, who is a German, she's born in the German-speaking minority of Romania, and she's fascinated with the beautiful Romanian language, and she always plays with this Romanian language in a way to show that fascination, but writing in German, yeah? So the result is a very rarefied version of German language. So we have the people who write in the second language, the people who make their own language stutter in a way. And how does one end up writing in a second language? When? How and when do you decide to do that? Well, I think we all arrive at this in different ways. In my case, I started writing in English almost exclusively, like I would say 10 years ago, and many warned me against this at the time. They said, why write in English? You know, write in Spanish and hope someone else will translate you if you're good. It's impossible to master a second language, or if not impossible, it's a huge waste of time. And I heard, which is always the case when you write, but so I heard things like this many times, and sometimes mostly from people I would say who meant well. They had a point. Why relocating in a language where you will never feel at ease, where you will never feel at home? Well, I would say mainly because, as Kostika Radatan, who's a Romanian writer as well, he says, a writer's language, far from being a mere means of expression, is above all a mode of subjective existence and a way of experiencing the world. And as I have been experiencing the world in English at least since 2002, it made sense to me to try to write in English too. Why not make my writing experience mirror my existential experience in this displacement, being in London for so long? It sounds a bit dramatic, but it's not. Because beyond its difficulty, writing in English for me has allowed me to live space of myself. It has allowed me, paradoxically, to find a milieu, a community. And I believe my experience is far from unique about this aspect of writing in a second language. Of course, this will become clear with time. You know, at the beginning, when you start writing in a second language, it's a pitfalls only that are evident. And there are many linguistic problems involved in changing languages, of course, but there are even more pressing tribulations to be faced with when taking the leap to another language. And to simplify what is lacking are editors, publishers, solidary with particularities, requirements, and uniqueness of writing a second language, and readers. That phantasmagoric public, let's say in italics and capital P, is very hard to come by, always, but even more so when you leave your mother tongue behind. And this was the original idea behind minor literatures, then, to provide a space for minor writers to meet readers, to be published and championed as minor writers. And our magazine is now in its 4th year and growing, I hope. And we started working on the site and reaching out for contributors. This was July 2013, and in August 3rd of the same year, an article by Caustica Bradeton, the one I quoted before, came out on the New York Times blogs, and everything made sense, because the name of this article is Born Again in a Second Language. I invite you to read it. I can remind you the name later if you don't remember. But for this event, I want to take 2 fragments. Caustica says, "To begin with, when changing languages, you descend to a 0 point of your existence. There must be a moment, however brief, when you cease to be. You've just quit the old language and the new one hasn't received you yet. You are now in limbo, between words hanging over the abyss." Sounds dramatic, but then he goes on, "When you're reborn in this manner, it is as if all the possibilities are opened. You are given a chance to refashion yourself into whatever shape you choose. You are your own demiurge, out of nothing, as it were. You can become everything." And I think these fragments, beautiful fragments, they pin down very well the experience of a minor writer. Taking the lead is a difficult task, but also a life-changing one. And for me, it is now impossible to write in my own mother tongue. You know? It feels this demiurgic element mentioned by the writer, by Caustica Bradeton, is missing when writing in Spanish. One becomes addicted to these tribulations and possibilities of writing away from home. So bumping into this article when the magazine's project was already ongoing reassured us, the people who started this project, that we were plugging into one of these ideas that seemed to be doing the rounds at certain moments in time. You can call it the zeitgeist if you want, with capital Z and italics. It looks nicer, huh? So this leaves the question of our name. Why minor? Why minor literatures? And this has nothing to do with the size of the magazine or of expectations, or it's not, certainly not a qualitative appraisal. This name originates in the concept, in the Deleuze and Guattari's notion of minor literature, which is for them the literature produced mainly by those writing in a second or third language. And this is a concept they arrived at after the work of Franz Kafka, which we all know is a Czech Jew writing in German. Yeah? He's literalized from his own language. So paraphrasing Deleuze and Guattari, a minor literature is a literature that a linguistic minority creates in a major language, stuttering and stammering in that language, therefore the title of this event. They say that everything in a minor literature is political, and everything in a minor literature takes on a collective value. Now, there are many problems in this definition, and this might be something we can discuss later together, I hope. But I do agree with the collective value of our experience. The solo writer turning out killer manuscripts in some faraway cottage drinking Prosecco is not a possibility for the minor writer. We can't exist alone. Not if we want to be read. Yeah? Anyone can write alone, but if we want to be read, we cannot exist alone. And this is the ethos of the magazine, how we started. For a while now, the magazine has been giving more prominence to difference per se, more than just linguistic difference, although we will always have a sensitivity for, and a space for the work of those writing English as a foreign language, for translation, for the untranslated, and for the untranslatable. And in my experience, it was through the exercise of abandoning a mother tongue that I found my own milieu, yeah? My own collectivity, my own community of writers. It is this milieu that is meeting here today. So maybe those who advised me not to write in a second language were wrong. I know the word. And these are just some scattered thoughts that attempt to basically put into words my experience and the ethos behind minor literatures. I'm not going to leave you with Daniela, Susana, who are much more intelligent and eloquent than myself. So I'm going to pass this to
talk to Daniela.
Yeah. Susana is hard of hearing, so we need to pass it around. Then when we ask a question with the audience, we will have to do the same.
Okay. Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Daniela Cascella. I'm a writer and I'm from Italy. And I started calling myself a writer the moment I switched languages. Before that,